Hi there, Casey. Thanks for doing this today.
Yes. How you doing, Mike?
Good, man. Tell me your initial impressions, your initial look at the ballpark, and just what's this going to be like this year, dealing with the questions in the coming weeks of are you staying or going?
Yeah, I don't know. I've already named the team. Two names: the Buffeton Beisters or the Trenfilo Funson. So a mixture of both names. So it's kind of interesting, but it's just what we have to do right now, and it's part of everything that's going on. I really wanted to get back to Buffalo, but you know what? We'll do what we need to do and try and work through this. I mean, it's a tough situation, but I mean, at least we're going to be playing baseball, which has been a while. So the players I know are excited.
You broke up just a little. Can you give us those names again?
Oh, the Buffeton Beister and the Trenfilo Thunsons.
Okay. And just one other quick thought, Nate Pearson as your opening day guy. I know he's been working through a bunch of injuries. I'm assuming he's going to have a tight count tomorrow, but what are you looking for out of him in these initial couple times out here?
Just that he comes out of it healthy, get his pitch as well as he can. And I know that he's a competitor, so he's going to want to stay out there, and he's going to want to finish what he started. But we'll do what we need to do. Watch his pitch count, and whatever that is, we'll get him out when we need to. But just really getting him on the mound and getting him back into competition is important. I mean, once the lights go on and it's a game and it matters, the players don't think about, oh, I only have this amount of pitches. They're not thinking about that. They're thinking about competing and doing well. So I mean, that's how it is with usually everybody that's coming back from something. But we'll monitor it and see how he does.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We'll go to Josh Reed.
Hey, Casey, you got me okay? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Josh?
Hey, what's the excitement like? I mean, you've been around the game a long time. I'm assuming it's always a little special when you get ready to get things going on a season.
Oh yeah, the players. I mean, and this one especially because it's been such a long period of time since some of these guys have been in a competition, where it meant something against another team. So I could sense the anticipation, and they're wanting to get it started. I mean, you could basically tell when we were in Florida with about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, they were done with that and they knew the season was going to start, so they wanted to get it going. And you can kind of tell as it kind of builds up in spring training, at the alt site, which that was, and then you kind of have a little lull, and then it's like, okay, we gotta get back to business. So the players are excited. I'm excited. The staff's excited. It's going to be fun.
Hey, one quick question to follow up. I see you get the Thunder shirt on, and you've got a Bisons hat on.
Yeah.
What, I mean, do you have to double check and figure out what the hell
Absolutely
supposed to wear every day?
That's my post. That's my posting for the daily schedule. I got the Thunder and the Bison on there. So I don't know if this has ever happened before, where a team played a season and they wore uniforms from two different cities. So I think we're making history, I would believe.
Thank you, Casey. Appreciate your time.
Yes.
Next, we'll go to Arden Swelling. Arden, I have a question for Casey.
Hey, how's it going? I want to ask about good. I want to ask about Alec Manoa, who is obviously going to be starting for you. What's kind of the focus for him in these early starts as he gets back on a mound in games for the first time in quite a while?
Alec has been a workhorse during the alt side, and he's built up to throw a certain amount of pitches, and that's what we're going to go with. And however many innings he can cover in that, we'll see what he does. I mean, obviously it's not going to push him to the point of overuse, but he's got some things. He's a guy that goes out and he's on the mound and he wants to finish. So we've already talked about hey, when you come out to get me, it's not going to be. I said, well, yeah, okay, I get it, but I know you want to finish. But he's been throwing real well, and we'll look to count on him for some quality starts. So it's exciting to get that going. He's excited, I know that.
And also wanted to ask about Joey Murray, because it kind of stuck out to me on the release that he was listed in the bullpen, and he's been a guy who's been a starter throughout his minor league career. So is the plan now to use him as a reliever?
Yeah, he's got to build back up. He's actually will join us in maybe a week or two. So he stayed back and he's going to be working back into to building up and being a starter. So he won't get to us just yet.
Cool.
But
Thank you.
another good quality on. Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
Head over back to Mike.
Casey, a couple personnel questions here. First is, what are some of the things you and Corey are trying to do to, get Rowdy back to where he needs to be?
We'll just get him on a kind of program of speaking with the big league staff and and Rowdy and getting everybody on the same page and working in the right direction and getting him, just kind of game type situations and game type pitch sequences, the kind of things that they are capable of making now. The pitching machines are pretty advanced with their pitches that they throw, and you can kind of lock in different pitches and have different sequences so the player doesn't know what's coming, and he can work on basically having at-bats in a game while he's practicing. So that'll be part of it, and then just getting him to be as consistent as he can be. He's a great hitter, it's just getting him back on track, kind of back to what he was doing last year, and it happens with a lot of players. So it's basically getting confidence back and getting him back where he needs to be.
And I think of a guy like Davis, he's pretty flexible in the outfield. I mean, where do you see different guys? Like, who do you think is your most prominent left fielder, center fielder, right fielder? Some of these
they're going to play out. They're going to play all over. So,
yeah.
So we'll find out. I mean, early on, we'll be using guys in different positions. So I mean, it's Forrest Wall and Palacios have played well in center field, and they've moved around in the outfield. So they'll be out there. Obviously, JD is a a tremendous player defensively and offensively. So I mean, he'll be utilized in the same way, and it's kind of just trying to get them locked into what they would do at the big league level and kind of get them comfortable at all the positions.
Mike, we'll go to Andy Malone next. Andy.
Good evening. Personally, have you ever been to Trenton? What kind of stands out about the city to you? Do you personally know anything about Trenton itself?
I do not. I did get a guided tour from the bus driver when we were coming from the hotel. He told me a lot about Trenton. He grew up there, so he told me it was a great place to grow up. And I haven't been able to see much of the city, so don't know much about it. But I know that they've had a good backing here of the teams that have been here, so they've had a good following. So I mean, hopefully we can continue that. But as I'm here longer, I will learn more about it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I like to go to new places that I haven't been and kind of learn about the history and what's going on here. So that's cool.
Thank you.
Josh, you had your hand up next. Do you have a follow-up question for Casey? If not, then we'll go to Ben Wagner. Ben?
Hey, thanks, Casey. Just curious, yesterday Charlie said Jonathan Davis was going on the taxi squad to Oakland. Can you give us, one, is that his physical location? Two, can you give us a sense of how this is kind of going to work, where guys are going to hover on rosters or
Yeah. If I could give you a sense of how it was going to work, I would let you know. I think right now, as it stands, JD is not here. So, it's a matter of kind of, getting used to what we need personnel wise and what we need to have to help the big league team. I mean, which is the most important thing, and having enough, personnel to make sure that takes place. I think, I think we're in a good position right now with some of the players we've added, and trying to, just trying to get them all in and get some playing time it will be challenging, but that's what it's about, and kind of, trying to be successful here, which is very important to our organization, and making sure that we have people ready to go help the major league team whenever possible.
Sure. Let's start with stick with the outfielders then. Logan Warmoth is a guy that can bounce in and out. Just curious, working at the alternate training site now with 2 years plus what you saw this spring with Logan, how has he advanced as an outfielder?
He's just real comfortable out there, going after the ball. He still obviously has some things to work on, and his routes and his efficiency with those are still something that he's working on every day. But his progress has been really, really, really outstanding with how he feels out there and the comfort he has in the outfield. Obviously, learning a position and going out there from the infield, there will be some times that things happen, but totally confident with him out there. He looks good going after and tracking balls, and throwing the ball has been very good. And he's transitioned back into the infield extremely well. At the alt side, he's played a game at shortstop, I think, a couple games at second base, so he still has that, and it's quite an asset to be able to do both. So I mean, so I'm looking forward to him getting some playing time in the outfield, and then getting back in the infield a little bit. So I know that talking to him, he feels comfortable out there, and he just wants to get better.
Who logs the most playing time up the middle for you at short and second?
Right now it's just, we have quite a few guys, and we had a couple additions, so it's basically kind of switching everybody around and getting them all playing time. But I think, to start off, maybe Valera's, one, Smith is another. So just kind of, keeping those guys. Cullen Large is here, so not necessarily up the middle, but some playing time, but probably those two, and then switching in Cologne and Herrera and Richie Urania. So we've got some quality guys up the middle. It's, just got to get them out there and get them feeling comfortable again playing games.
Thanks, Casey.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Ben.
Next we'll go to Kyle Franco. Kyle.
Hey, Casey, thanks for hopping on. If your pitchers haven't, if your guys haven't told you, it is a pitcher-friendly park.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good.
The outfield plays really big. But in terms of Pearson, I know you mentioned him earlier, but what do you want to see from him that will tell you he's ready to go back and join the big league club?
Just commanding his pitches and feeling comfortable throwing them all. I think being consistent with his pitch selection and what he's throwing, and just talking to him about his comfort level on the mound and how he's feeling confidence wise, and that there's no issues with him health wise. I mean, I think it's really just getting him back into a groove and getting him on the mound and getting some innings in.
When for the last 27 years, Trenton has been a double-A baseball town. Now with a triple-A team there, for you, what is the biggest difference between a triple-A player and a double-A player?
Probably just the experience factor of usually AAA players have, they've experienced a little more in the game than a AA player. AA players, there's a lot of talented players in AA. I think once they get to AAA, they're pretty close to being a finished product. I think they're still learning things in AA and still working on things. I think, obviously, you should never stop trying to get better and honing your craft. But I think it's just a matter of the experience part and feeling closer to being a complete player.
Thanks, Casey.
Yes.
Okay, we'll have time for maybe a couple more, and we'll go to Brian Frank. Brian?
Hi, Casey. Thank you for doing this.
Hi, Brian.
I was just curious about how you intend to manage the bullpen. If you foresee having like a traditional closer role or more of a matchup based bullpen?
It'd probably be more matchup based. I mean, it's still, we're still building pitchers up, and so we're gonna have to, like pick and choose the guys, on coming back from some things and kind of managing their pitch counts. We have a couple guys that are coming off of the IL, and then guys that we're trying to build up to back to starters. So I think that's going to be a factor, and kind of basically just kind of matching it up how we can and kind of putting it together. And with the game today, the high leverage parts of the game could be earlier, and so it's just basically using it that way and trying to get our guys out there and see how they respond in certain situations. I think they'll all have an opportunity to do different things in the bullpen, which is basically kind of what happens in the game now in the major league level, and understanding what they thrive in and what maybe they need work in is a good way to find that here in AAA. So
Thank you.
We'll wrap things up here. Ben Wagner, you want to ask another question?
Yeah, sure. Just curious about some of the new names too that we didn't even see in spring training, like Danny Jimenez, and kind of the new guys. Are these guys one inning guys, or are they multiple inning guys? How are they shaking out on the depth chart?
And most are one or two innings. I think right now, we're not going to stretch people out of the bullpen for long periods of time unless we have to, and kind of we're going to try and play it as close to like getting these guys work and then getting them some rest and not overusing them early, of course, obviously. So I think it's a matter of just getting them back out there and getting them back on the mound to compete. So see how it goes. I mean, if a guy has a quick inning and we can send him out for another one, we'll do that. So, I mean, it really is kind of, it's been quite some time. So they're going to get back out there and get back into it, and we'll see what happens.
Do you try to mirror what Charlie's been able to do with an up down in the middle with some of these relievers?
That we're gonna just kind of try and get them innings to start and get them out on the mound. So we're not going to be doing, we're not going to mirror early on, but as we move on, yes, most likely. So.
Got it. Great stuff today, Casey. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot.